Welcome back to the Business Watch. With us this evening is Dr. Robin Maraj, the Executive Director and the Principal of the School of Business and Computer Science. And we are looking at the impact the school has made, not just in the education sector, but also the broader socio-economic development of Trinidad and Tobago. Dr. Maraj, the SBCS has positioned itself as a premier institution for continuing education and training, building on the past and carving the future. And I'm certain it is against this background that you've developed strategic alliances with some of the world's most prestigious universities. And some of these include Heriot-Watt University, University of Sunderland, just to name a few. But what are some of the expected outcomes from these alliances?
Well, these alliances are very carefully thought of, firstly, in that we look at universities that can offer us programs that are industry relevant, programs that are going to be globally recognized. So we look at programs that our graduates, when they actually obtain the degrees or the professional qualifications, are going to be able to be employable worldwide. One of the things that we do a lot of work on is searching and evaluating these programs carefully so that we find that they can deliver the right skill set. The universities we have worked with are world-renowned players. They share the same passion for education. They share the same passion for creating learners. And that's one of the new things that we look at now, really. It's not just educating someone fitted to an environment, but really creating a learner, someone who is innovative, someone who understands ethics, someone who is creative, someone who understands that problems are really challenges.
All embracing.
All embracing, and also someone with a holistic feel in terms of, what I do, it's going to benefit me, but it's also going to have a greater benefit on society.
Correct.
I'm helping to change the whole environment in which I live. You start with the individual, the family, the community, the country, the region, the hemisphere. And I think that's what we share with these universities. And a lot of their programs are designed and conceptualized with that in mind. A much broader thinking behind the programs. It's not just a program where you do it, you get a job, and that's it.
Yes.
These programs come with a lot more depth. And the universities themselves are world-renowned universities because of that, because they're not just about an assembly line. They're not just, and so in fact, when we work with them, there are so many visits, so many ideas are being exchanged as such, so that we can deliver to Trinidad something that is really right, and the people can go there and feel proud that they have done this qualification, and they feel comfortable and confident they can obtain good jobs and contribute really positively.
Dr. Maraj, do you see, I'm sure you do, but do you foresee in the near future some more alliances, I'm sure?
Yes. Of course, we are always looking, one of the great things about this market is that there are new careers.
Yes.
There's a new economy being built out there as such. Nothing is really, everything is changing. Everything is changing. And so you find in the developed countries as such that many individuals are on their second and third career. We are not yet accustomed to that. We are still into the thought, the mode of thinking that you do one thing and that's the thing you do the rest of your life. But that is changing.
I think it's changing.
That
I'm
is
seeing
changing.
it. Yeah.
We are seeing it all over. Such, people who, on CNC3, someone who was a doctor who was also a journalist. You're seeing that thing
evolving.
You're seeing that evolution, and so we are always. One of the great programs that we brought last year that I think I've spent years researching it is building services engineering.
Yes.
And it's really because in Trinidad we build so much, but we maintain so little.
Yes.
And this program, it's a new program. It's something people ask me. I say, I've never heard the name, but it's something that has been around in the developed world for a long time. And we have now created this program together with a body in the UK to offer it in Trinidad, to teach someone to really manage a facility properly. And these are the new careers. So many more things in graphics and digital arts and animation. Impossible to really list the number of new things and the number of new alliances that we could possibly form. Of course, what we look at is really what we can do well and what we can deliver so that someone leaves thinking that if I paid $1,000 for this course, I should have really paid $5,000 because I got that much more.
Yes. And what stands out most for me in terms of the alliances that you have developed is the fact that you've been able to to have all of these universities in one space at the graduation ceremonies.
Yes, yes.
And you have your professors. And so let's take a look at one of the recent graduation exercises hosted by the SBCS, where several senior professors from these international universities were present.
Beyond the matter of reflection, I thought we should also talk about your contribution. Gate funding and the support that you've had from the people on my left brings with it responsibility. You already know some of that responsibility. You know the responsibility to pay back the people that helped you with expenses, who helped you with time, who gave you accommodation, who fed you, who drove you to those exams. Your obligation, though, I suspect, also now extends to your wider community and society. Two obligations. One, back to the Trinidadian government to make sure that you bring that human capital that you have been given the opportunity to excel, to demonstrate, comes into application, and you make this a better country. Second, your obligation back to your own local community to provide a role model for your neighbours, your cousins, your children, to make sure that they follow you into the professional careers. Make sure that you pay back what you have been given. You have worked hard, but you also have an obligation still to fulfill.
I just wanted to offer my congratulations on your wonderful achievements and then give you a bit of bad news. The bad news is that it all starts again from now. You've achieved your success, but you're only as good as your next success. And what you must do, and what colleagues have already said, is not to say job done. It's not job done. It's let's try and use this investment. Let's start thinking. Let's start to use the skills that we've got.
In the same way in sport, you've had your coaches, you've had your mentors, you've had your lecturers, those who've taught you and trained you, and you've done the hard work, but you have to have the support. You have to have the parents and the loved ones who are there behind you. And I know there are a few sitting over there, absolutely amazed that you're sitting in the seat and going to see your loved one come across the stage. Maybe you didn't have the belief yourselves. Maybe you didn't think they quite had it in them. And you're going to be sitting there so proud when they walk across this stage. And again, on their behalf, because occasionally one or two of them might forget to say thank you. And never forget the role that you've played and continue to play it. In the same way that it's a journey for these guys on this side of the room, they still need that support, they still need those words of encouragement, and they still need you to be there for them.
Of course, congratulations are due not only for achieving success and enduring the challenges of studying postgraduate study at a distance is a very challenging prospect, but also for becoming members of an elite group.